Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Collections webinar. Right now in the heart of San Francisco, so if you hear sirens, fireworks, you understand what's going on. We're happy to have Stan and Gustavo Robles here with us today. They're our product experts on CloudApp's newest feature collections. Stan, take it away.
Hi, I'm Stan. I work on the product side here at CloudApp, and I had a funny joke, but I forgot.
Sunglasses might suffice.
Oh, the sunglasses, yes. I brought my swag with me.
Very good. Okay, over to you, Gustavo.
Hey guys, well, I'm Gustavo. I'm one of the developers that made this new feature possible. I live in Mexico and currently in a meeting with no AC under around 110 Fahrenheit degrees, so it's kind of hot. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, thank you for being here. Okay, so we're gonna get started with this presentation. Guys, what is Collections? Well, it's the new and improved feature from CloudApp that is gonna help you go from this mess of a smorgasbord of everything in your life in terms of your media capture to something more like this, a nice Martha Stewart-esque feel. And throughout this presentation, you're going to hear a lot of buzzwords revolving around things that involve organization. And I want you to listen to those and realize what this new feature really can do for you. But I wanted to ask, Stan and Gustavo, have you guys ever had a collection of any sort maybe when you were growing up?
Oh, yeah. You know, I definitely caught the Pokemon bug.
Mm-hmm.
So I did manage to get about 140 of them.
Very nice, very nice. Gustavo, any used gum collections for you?
Not really, but I think the closest to it is my mom's mugs collection. So she has like mugs from every single place we visit. So she has like around 200 mugs in the house that is like pretty well organized. And if anyone touches it, it's going to be about time. So
yeah. We're taking note of that. I love to collect these tin boxes all the time that I would just collect anything like jewelry or cards or candy for easy access in the middle of the night. Just, you know, anyway, so that's one of my favorite things. Okay, so like I said, in this webinar, you're going to hear a lot of these words. So OSAS, what does that stand for? Organize, search, arrange, and share. And to help you with an acronym for this, maybe orange slices and apple slices. Collections is this fantastic, robust feature that helps you take things like screenshots, screen recordings, GIFs, anything that you've been making and using in your workflow as a marketer, as a customer support agent, as an engineer, as a designer, any of the above, and share more efficiently with others. But it's kind of hard when you have things located all over the place, and that involves tons of scrolling, lots of just fruitless searching, no pun intended after the orange and apple, but Stan and Gustavo will both touch on these 4 words. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the beginning. How did Collections get started? So Stan, would you do us the pleasure of taking it away?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started with the company about 4 months ago, and one of the things that I learned immediately was that we have an extremely proactive user base. You guys are absolutely phenomenal people in terms of giving us feedback and being very active members of the community. And one of the very first asks was, you know, how do I organize my files? I think as we started to dig into our usage and all the desires we were getting into the door, we realized that the current experience was extremely ephemeral, right? So I'd create a piece of content, and because it was so fast and easy and seamless and awesome, you know, I'd create something really quickly, I'd share it really quickly, and then maybe an hour later realize that, oh, I had to do a similar thing, so I just do it again. With Collections, what we wanted to do was put out a beta with a couple fresh ideas to gather feedback around what are the kinds of things that people want to collect? What are the things that people want to collaborate with each other? What does customization of this content that you're creating on your own look like in a work setting? Because I think you know, ourselves and and a couple other products that have put out similar features still haven't quite nailed that yet. And so we wanted to take advantage of how proactive everyone is and get something out to you guys, and see what we collect. And what we're already finding is, if I'm a salesperson, I create a lot of videos, a lot of video walkthroughs, and I embed them in Gmail, emails out to potential clients to maybe trigger meetings, right? If I'm a support rep, maybe I walk someone through how to reset their password, and just starting to have the application facilitate the idea that there's content that helps me share right this second, but differentiate that really easily through searching and filtering and organization. There's also content that I need to use again and again and again. And what we really want to do was get some feedback and build on top of this foundation and really start to explore things around, well, what do collections look like in a team setting, in a team context? What are potential analytics around how content is performing or helping you perform? And so this is just the beginning for this feature. We're really looking to gather more and more feedback and get this into a spot where people can't live without it very soon. So very exciting times for us on the development side, and really looking forward to more and more input from everyone.
Definitely. Thank you, Stan. I appreciate that. I think that it's so insightful to consider that teams all the time are doing their best to work in parallel with each other. And they tighten up the screws as they use something like collections to tap into that. The fantastic author Cal Newport said, once one has learned the power of organization, giving it up, putting it away becomes so painful, like that you need to get back to where it was because you understand that you're working at a higher dimension. I appreciated that a lot. Thank you for explaining the origins. For all of those who are still tapping into the webinar, we would love to point your attention to the fact that you can submit any kind of question you may have throughout the duration of this webinar by just typing it into the little chat. And at the end, we will be catering to those questions by getting live answers in real time with pros like Stan and Gustavo. So just be sure to use that liberally. Okay, now Gustavo, explain this entire conundrum that we're talking about here. So would you please take our lovely guests through the setup and features of collections?
Yeah, sure. Let me share my screen real quick. Please let me know as soon as you can see it. All right, let's talk about collections. Right now, this is how you'll see your CloudApp account. So in order to enable collections feature, all you have to do is click this bright yellow button here on top that reads Try New UI. Once you click it, you'll be redirected to this new shiny UI that we built for you, where you can see a list of drops that you have. The first thing that you'll notice is that we have new bigger thumbnails for you, so images look crisp and better. But also, if you prefer a compact view of it, you can click this link and you can toggle the view type. This is more like a list, smaller view with smaller thumbnails, but then we have this full-size grid view, which I like better. So we're gonna be working with this. All right, so now on the left side, you have a couple of options. So you can see your teams and your favorite items, as well as integrations. CloudApp ORG is one of the teams I belong to. And you can see I'm part of a collection that someone created and shared with me. This is not a collection I own, but somebody shared it with me. So first, let's talk about the new search feature that we built right here in the top right corner. In previous versions of CloudApp, the search feature was not so smart because we had to type in the whole name of the drop of the item before actually seeing any result. So now we built some sort of search as you type feature. So as you can see, this image, with the Buddha, it has a weird name in it. So I'm just gonna type in GAU, and I should instantly get results for it. Or I can just erase it, everything, and then try with lake, and I'll get proper results for it. So yeah, that's a better way to find your items in case you have tons of them. You can find them quickly. And now let's go to the MVP of this demo, which are collections. Right now, you can see I have 5 images, 5 drops, and it seems like one of them doesn't belong here. So I'm gonna create a collection that's gonna be called landscapes. So we can see there are no drops in here, so I'm just gonna go back to the list of drops that I own, and I'm gonna add this lake image to it. I'm gonna just click on this small button, and then I'm gonna click add to collection, and then I can just choose whatever collection I want to. So let's add it to landscapes, and it's ready. I have one picture in my collection, in my new landscape collection, but I want to add 3 more. Now, I don't really want to like click a button every time I want to add a collection. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select a bunch of them, a bunch of items, and then in this bottom bar we can make bulk actions. We can favorite items, we can remove from favorites, we can delete them, or we can move items to a collection, which is what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna click it, and then I'm gonna press again landscapes, and you get a small feedback here with a thick mark, so you know they're being added to the collection. So I'm just gonna go back to my collection, and I'll see all the images that belong in this collection here. So now let's say that I want to share my new awesome collection with a teammate or with somebody. All you need to do is click this small button here with some sort of like person icon or something. So here you'll have to first select the share settings you want. So you can maybe just copy the link and give access to anyone that holds the link, or if you want to give access only to invited people. This time I'm gonna try with Stan, which is a coworker. I'm gonna invite him to my awesome new collection. So right after I have this, I'm just gonna click save. And here I can see that Stan is not a member of my collection, and I can set up his permissions, so maybe he can just view my items, I'm sorry, or maybe he can edit it and he can change the name of the collection or add more items to it. So now let's save it again, and let's close this. So now, as you see, you'll get this small icon before the name of the collection, which indicates this is a collection that you shared with someone, right? So I'm gonna create a new collection, which is gonna be my private collection, if I may call it like that. And yeah, there are no drops in here, but I'm just gonna quickly add the Buddha because I want it to be in my private collection. I'm gonna add it here, and that's it. So basically we have 2 collections, one that is just for me and the other one that is shared with whoever I want to share it with. Now, so if you want to delete a collection, all you have to do is click this button here and just delete it. It'll delete your collection, but it won't delete the items in it because you will just delete like a folder, but all of your items will be in this section, which is drops. So you won't actually lose the item unless you clicked delete drop for that specific item. That way you'll be actually deleting it. You can also rename your collections just by clicking this button again. This button. I'm gonna call it cool pictures or something. Now I have a renamed collection. And whenever you upload a drop, if I'm in this collection, if I upload a drop here, let's upload Buddha again. it'll be automatically added to this collection. So if I go to drops, I will see Buddha here, and if I go to my collection, I will see it as well in here. So I think that's pretty much it. What you can do with collections so far. So you can organize and arrange your items the way you like to, and you can also search for them inside collections. So maybe let's search for the dock, and you can get results for it as well. And I think that's pretty much it. Stan, Olivia, please let me know if I'm missing something.
No, I think you did a great job. We, I think for this beta, we wanted to get essentially the core functionality around bulk actions, bulk collection, bulk deletion, the ability to finally search a little smarter. There are actually a bunch of cool search features that you can kind of discover. We actually process a lot of these files through Google Vision, and you have features like the ability to search by feature. So if you have a picture with a bird in it and you search for bird, you would actually get those results, and a lot of cool machine vision enhancements that we've been working towards, because ultimately we feel that collections is going to be the foundation for a bunch of really cool features. And so while the MVP was kind of getting it, just getting it out and getting your feedback, collecting the wish list, if you will. I'm already seeing a couple come into the chat. But the combination of collections of content and search and productivity and collaboration, I think is at the heart of what we're trying to get at here. So, all the way through the beta, we'll be adding new features and new refinements, putting a much larger investment into our search capabilities and just making your life easier. If you proactively use similar content all the time, being able to group that stuff for you in something we've been calling smart collections, and embedding it into your workflows really easily, is really where we want to go with this, and do it in relatively short order. So this next quarter coming up is going to be very exciting for us. We're very excited about it, and we hope that everybody has a chance to check out the beta, put in their feedback. We want people to feel like their ideas are coming alive and onto the internet, and that's the environment that's gotten us to here, to this point, this level of success, and we really hope to drive that forward. So there are definitely going to be a bunch of aesthetic refinements. We want to make some of these key workflows much easier to access, and we've been measuring usage on different things, and going to try and optimize that UI to really bring the idea that I'm on a team, and I'm working with my team on content to help each other be more efficient, and really bring that to the fold in the experience. I think in future versions, like I mentioned earlier, search is going to play a much bigger part, both active search and passive search. So there's not only the ability to arrange your collections. We want to have your collections be in the order you want, and highly accessible to you, filterable, searchable, but also the content inside of those collections. What is the experience for surfacing content at the moment you need it? And I think that's, we provided a foundation where it's very, very easy to create it. And now we want to make it very, very easy to use it, to share and embed in your workflow. So proactive search, how do I find that one screenshot of a design that had a comment on it? The comment roughly said, it said blue in it. And if I search for blue, can I find it? And yeah, the answer is actually yes. You will be able to find that. And that's one of the things that we're striving for, as well as passive grouping. So, you know, we often, we're creatures of habit. We use the same kind of content. If we're collectors collecting Pokemon, how can we just put all those Pokemon together for you? Screenshots of the same application, same general layout, screenshots of emails, screenshots of different things that are useful to you. And it's not just screenshots, video processing as well. The general gist is we want to make it very easy for you to organize your content and reuse it in addition to create it very quickly. We want to make it very easy for you to organize and arrange that content and give you a UI experience that lets you do that. And then lastly, want to give you the power to surface that content when you need it and share it with other people. So, you know, I think that's going to be the general trend, and the features that come of it are going to be features that that we think are good ideas that you guys are asking for. The features that'll you know, really drive it forward. So, I think that's what we can all look forward to.
Oh, we can hardly wait. Thanks for explaining all of those. Collections is going to be built brick by brick from here on out. So we're looking forward to that release every day here at CloudApp. So Gustavo and Stan, you guys have proven your salt in this respect, and now we have a few Q&A that we're going to walk through. Okay, so we're going to start with one from a guy. He says, I'd love a way to almost create a session that saves all drops to an X or Y collection when working on a new project. Is there a way to do that now or in the future?
So it's funny. I actually pinged our new designer earlier because a week ago we were playing with the idea that the drop-down app had this collections toggle, essentially, where you could not only filter the drops you were looking at by the collection, but any drop that you made in that session would just automatically be associated with it. Because it's a question that we've heard a lot. And so one of those things that we have a bunch of different essentially interfaces on the web, on your Mac or PC, and really being thoughtful about how the capture experience feeds into the collection experience is top of mind. So don't be surprised if you guys get emails with designs in them with some solicitation for feedback. One of the things that we really want to start doing more effectively, and we're trying to organize ourselves around it, is actually have several release candidates out in the wild at any given time, you know, that have different focuses on different things. And so if you guys fancy yourselves as the collector types, you know, definitely would love to have you guys join that beta group list and really help us out in fleshing out some of these concepts, because there's definitely I think the excitement around this feature is about all the things that we can do with it. So absolutely, yeah, we're on the same page on that.
All right, Stan and Gustavo, someone asks, is there any way to order the names of the collections? Looks like last created shows at the top of my list, and at least in alpha order would be preferable. Is that going to be possible?
Yeah, I mean, right now they're sorted by the time that you created the collections. But yeah, in the future, we can definitely add a feature so you can sort them out by name, or like maybe the number of items that you have in them, or something like that. So yeah, we can do a lot of things with that.
Awesome, there you have it. Okay, next question is, will drops saved on AWS S3 be in our drops for filing?
That's a great question. Probably. Currently, while the the saving mechanisms can be swapped out if you're on our team or business plan to your customization, the way that we fetch them is still the same. So that feature actually shouldn't be affected by that. And if it is, then I should probably fix that. But great question. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you to our lovely panelists, both of whom are men. We're just very grateful for the expertise that you both have demonstrated in going through this. We know that there's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears for something that deserves that kind of effort, and collections is bound to be a fantastic new feature for CloudApp. We encourage you to use it in any workflow that you might feel that it would fit, which is pretty much all of them. Thank you for joining our CloudApp webinar. Have a good Wednesday.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.